Hello, this is Darice. Welcome back to Moon Life Astro. And if you're new, welcome. Today, Monday, we're going to be talking about more about getting started or morning routines. Again, you can use this if you happen to do work at night, or maybe you're a night owl, maybe you prefer to sleep during the day. This can still apply to you. Basically, I just wanted to get back into why it's important to have a getting started routine or a morning routine, if that is your normal schedule, and how it can help relieve stress and anxiety. I thought that would be helpful for folks today. Basically, I know for me, having a routine, something that I can depend on, that's predictable, that does reduce my own overall stress level, my own anxiety as well. And even though I personally rotate through things that I like to do for my getting started routine, some mornings I might do a 15-minute meditation first and then do 15 to 20 minutes of light stretching. Sometimes I switch that up. Sometimes I do the stretching or the yoga first and then I do the meditating. Some days I wake up and the first thing I do is write down my dreams. That might take me 15 to 20 minutes. And then I'll do some sort of stretching or light exercise. Sometimes I will get up and I will get dressed and I will take a walk. And then I'll come back and do my meditation, if the weather is nice enough to do that sort of thing. And once we get into springtime, I might have that be my getting started routine more often. I do love taking a walk first thing in the morning. It is a nice way to get the blood circulating and oxygen going. And I usually always drink water as well. Usually when I'm doing my journaling or my meditation, either right before or right after I do my meditating. So that's typically, those are my go-tos. But the main thing is to have at least like two or three things that you like to do each time you perform your getting started routine, as a way to create a positive mindset and to jumpstart your energy for the day or that night if you are going to be working at night. These routines, they can actually give us a sense of control. And it also does reduce decision fatigue. You don't have to decide what you're going to do in that day. Sometimes it's better if you can do it the night before. And this can also be really helpful if you feel very overwhelmed or kind of stuck in a chaotic morning cycle. And again, of course, if you are a caretaker, if you are a parent, make whatever adjustments that you have to make. And I think it is important to recognize that not everybody needs to do the same exact thing every single day or every time they do the getting started routine. Sometimes having flexibility around what you do might be helpful, especially if you are a parent or a primary caregiver. I think it's important to give yourself permission to have that flexibility and to be more what's the word I would use? I guess less traditional in it. It's okay to take on that energy of I don't know, kind of having a maverick attitude towards it sometimes, especially when it comes to morning routines and all the pressure that people put on themselves around that sort of thing. You can kind of break out of that. I also want to talk about the connection between long-term mental well-being. I've spoken about that previously in one of my other videos about how it was important for me to make sure that the first thoughts I have when I wake up is something positive. Like, I'm happy and grateful to be alive. I'm happy and grateful to have a new opportunity to do it differently. I wanted to set off a pattern of positive thinking. Sometimes I go through a gratitude list in my head, even if I don't actually write it down. It helps me start my day off in a more positive way. And it helps me have something to look forward to as I'm preparing to go into the day. And it's definitely something that's helped me keep on a more even keel mentally and emotionally. And I think, given how stressful our times are, everything that we have at our disposal to do that is very helpful. One of the things I'm still incorporating into my morning routine is to take those 3 long, deep breaths and to hug myself for at least 20 seconds. I have not been doing it during my morning routine yet, but I'm going to continue to give myself the invitation to do that. I have been doing it in the middle of the day when I think about it, and I hope you are as well. Please comment below, like say hug or something if you have been doing that for yourself. And I certainly hope you have indeed. And feel free to pause the video right now and go ahead and take those 3 long deep breaths and hug yourself for 20 seconds if that feels good to you. Now, another way to help getting yourself set up for that morning routine or that getting started routine, you can always begin the night before. Lay out your clothes, prepare your breakfast. And I do this even though I work from home. I think it's important to still have some of those habits that I had when I used to go to an office. So, preparing my breakfast and even my lunch ahead of time the night before, it makes my day much easier. I'm more effective during the day. You can also set your intentions the night before. What are the primary things you're going to be focusing on that next day? It's good to write all of that down the night before. Sometimes that can be very helpful as well. Another great thing too is to remember to do the things that you need to do to wind down. That winding down routine at night is just as important, again, as a reminder to help have a more restful sleep. I also recommend at least sleeping with your devices in airplane mode or turning them off completely. If you are able to put them in another room, then that's helpful as well. I myself do not put them in another room. I turn off my tablet and my cell phone. That's easier for me. I have an old school battery operated alarm clock. I do find that I do rest better when I am not sleeping with the Wi Fi on. So turning all the devices completely off is helpful most of the time. Although sometimes that is more challenging for me. Sometimes I still do need to fall asleep to an audible book that I can listen to in airplane mode, or I have certain calming podcasts downloaded that I can listen to in airplane mode. So those might be tips for you as well. That might be helpful. And so those are the times when I don't turn the devices off completely. When you do begin your day, um, I really invite you to not reach for the phone, to not have it be the very first thing that you grab. And so that's the other reason why I like to write either in my journal by hand or to do my stretching first or to do my meditation. That way I'm up for at least a half hour before I even reach for my phone. Or if I am reaching for my phone, the only thing I'm doing is I'm turning it on to set the timer. What I like to do actually is to use the timer on my iPad. That way I don't reach for the phone. And because the phone, I put in an airplane mode before I turned it off the night before, when I'm turning on my iPad, it's still in airplane mode. And I can just use the timer on the iPad for my meditation. So that might be something that you could try as well. And so that way, I no longer start my day automatically off with the texts that are coming in. I'm not checking email and I'm not checking Instagram. And I highly recommend that you give yourself permission to be up for at least an hour before you go to any of the social media sites, before you go to any of the email, and before you check any of the news sites if you're checking all of that stuff. I myself, I don't even check most of that stuff till like late in the morning or mid afternoon. I find that much easier on my nervous system. And it's just easier for me to stay focused and more positive overall if I give myself a few hours of being awake and just focusing on the things that I do have control over, the things that can accomplish in my own professional and personal life. That's just me. Of course, again, the benefits of moving your body early in the morning, even if it's just light, simple stretching, is very helpful. Like I said, a short walk. If you like to have breakfast or some kind of nourishing meal first thing in the morning. I'm not a big breakfast person anymore, so I tend to do smoothies in the morning or just like fruit. But of course, everyone is different. Honor what works best for your body. And again, if you're able to do at least keep things minimally processed, the less processed, the more energy you're going to have. And also, any kind of mindfulness practice. Like again, of course, I had mentioned journaling, meditating, but you could also just read something positive or uplifting. I'd mentioned in my I have sample routines in my free membership on School. If you go under the monthly focus, I have a few sample getting started or morning routines, and part of that, may include for some people pulling a tarot card, or doing some kind of energy healing work for yourself. Maybe doing Reiki on yourself if you're trained in Reiki. I'm trained in Reiki as well, and I do that for myself sometimes in the morning. You can also just plan your top three priorities for today if you hadn't done that the night before. Then, after you've done maybe your stretching, your meditation, just write down those three main things that you want to accomplish for today. And again, I know many of you are busy solopreneurs, you have families, there's a lot going on. So even if you only have 10 minutes to do that getting started routine, it could be as simple as taking 5 minutes to do simple breathing exercises or actual breath work, breathing in and out of each nostril, the alternate breathing nostrils. Like some people, you just close a nostril, you know, switch back and forth, close one nostril with the right finger, right nostril, and then breathe in through the left, close the left nostril, breathe out through the right. You might do that for 3 to 5 minutes and then simply write down your top three priorities. It can be as simple as that. If you are someone who needs to ground more, maybe you have a lot of excess energy or anxiety. Um, you can try just breathing back, counting down backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I forgot what this technique is actually called. I think I heard of this when I was listening to the Laverne Cox podcast a while ago. It was probably a couple of years ago. And it was talking about how to respond to different trauma experiences. Or one of the techniques is that her therapist had taught her was to focus on what's feeling good right now physically. Like if you find yourself in a really highly stressed out, activated state, you can focus on one part of the body that's not experiencing any discomfort, any pain. So maybe it's your left elbow, and that feels perfectly neutral. You focus the energy on the left elbow. And then you think about another part of the body that feels completely calm, peaceful, and ease. Maybe it's the right calf muscle or your big toe on your right foot, something really small and simple. And then just breathe into that part of the body. And then imagine that ease flowing to the rest of the body. And in the times I've done that, it's helped me really calm down. And so that might be something that you try as well. Maybe that's part of your getting started on morning routine, or that's something that you can do throughout the day when you feel yourself being overly activated. But that was basically it. I just wanted to go in, talk very briefly about this, give people some more suggestions, more ideas. And also, please do comment below if you have your own getting started routines that work for you, your own morning routines. If you'd like to share a couple of ideas or tips that work for you as well, please feel free to share. Again, I apologize. I forgot to welcome you if you're new to the channel. Welcome back if you are returning. Thank you again. Please do like the video if you are receiving value from it. Please do subscribe to my channel if you find it helpful. This does help me get the word out to more people. Again, I do have a free school membership. You can see the link below. Again, you can get access to the monthly focus where there are sample routines for getting started or morning routines. I also have a free PDF on optimizing your energy by working with the cycles of the moon. I am available for general birth chart readings as well. You can just send me a message either on the school platform if you join the free membership, or you can just send me a direct message even here on YouTube and we'll figure it out. Thank you again for your time. Wishing you all peace, love, and prosperity and joy. Peacefully yours, Darius.